The app I'm about to show you revolutionized the way I transfer files. I don't even know what I've been doing up to this point. This right here is not a very good copier. I'm already at more details here and I'm not seeing really what's happening. If I want to add anything to that list, if I want to copy more items or quickly take stuff out, I can't do that at all. So I switched to using this. It's called Super Copier. And you can get it on this website right here, and then hit the download link. It'll show up right there with a red and blue icon, and it'll also show up right there. Now if I enable that, so if I go and grab a bunch of files here, let's start with this one and make it a big list, hit Control V, I now have this, and it gives me a lot more control. Okay, so if you hit more, and let's pause this so I have some more control. I can select a file, I can move it up the list, I can move it down the list, I can move it all the way to the top, I can move it all the way to the bottom of the list. I can add a file or add a folder to this list. So let's say I'm copying a bunch of items and I want to add more stuff to that as it's going. I can easily do that. And if you go add file, it'll open another file explorer and you can go ahead and select your files or folders that way. I can delete items out of here, so while it's copying I can select items and delete them so they're not copied. If I can't find a specific file, I can search for it, which is just crazy. I can export the transfer list and then save it as a list file. So let's see what that actually looks like. If we go and let's just put this into downloads. Now I open this in Notepad, which is probably the ugliest of them all, but you can open this in Acrobat or whatever you have, Microsoft Word, and you have a list of all your items. You can select it, copy this text or whatever you need. Sometimes you run into issues while copying, and especially when you're copying, you don't know what file it stopped at. So if you want to just quit the whole thing, and then you can't resume where you left off because you have no idea what's happening. It's all just a giant mess. But with this, here's the whole list of everything that's not copied yet, so you can just avoid all these. And that's only the beginning here with moving files around, adding, removing. You can go into error, and then it will give you all the errors that it encountered. Interface, you can keep Super Copier always on top, so whatever you do, this will always stay visible. And when you close it, you can set it to just minimize instead. And then at the end of the copy, right now it's set to don't close if errors are found. You can set to never close or always close. I'm going to keep it at what it is. You can limit the copy speed. So if you're doing other things, maybe in the background, and you don't want this to take up too much power, then you can limit it. You also have informations. So show speed as main information, and then display, show progression in the title, and then copy engine. Here you can transfer the file's rights. You can keep the file date. That's a nice option. Auto start the transfer. Move the whole folder, follow the strict order. So whatever order the files are in, it'll, I'm assuming, follow that exact order. And then performance, if you want to just go a deeper dive in on this. And miscellaneous is you can either have it check if there's enough space for the amount you're copying or have it not do that. I don't see why you would uncheck this, because you'll start copying or moving stuff and then it'll run out of space midway through and you'll have a big mess. And then there are filters. You can add filters into an exclusion list, and then you can set the search type as well. There's raw text, simplified regex, or Perl regex. Just raw text will usually work. Apply on file, folder, or file and folder, and then you would type in the file name right there. And then here you can simply set how strict it is. So if what you typed in is only partially true, or if it has to be exactly matching what you typed in there. And then Minimizing all this just gives you the simple interface here. Tells you the file size, how much it's copied so far, how much is left to go. It tells you the overall progress and the progress for each file. So if I resume this, you'll see this keeps restarting over and over again because it gives you the progress for each separate file and the overall progress. Now, after using this, I don't know why you would use the traditional. Let's just compare. Let's cancel this. I'm going to disable Super Copier to now use the traditional copier. So this is it. That's all you have right here. The name, the time remaining, the amount that it's copied so far, the file, the time remaining, and the amount that's left to copy. That's it. That's all you have. And you can pause, you can cancel. There are no other options here at all. I don't see why you would use this over Supercopier. Did you know you can lock and hide folders on your computer? To find out how, watch this video here.